Today I'm going to show you an electric bike that has one revolutionary feature before taking it on an epic journey to put it through its paces. Welcome back to another episode of STU'S Reviews. This is the Freebeat Morph, and rather than freebeating around the bush, see what I did there? Let me show you and get stuck in to just how revolutionary this feature is. Now, you've all seen indoor cycle trainers before that allow you to sit in the comfort of your own home whilst pedaling your actual bike. This is beneficial for training as it's using your normal road setup indoors. And the Freebeat Morph is no different. However, it does something that I've not seen any other electric bike do when it's being used as an indoor cycle trainer. It can generate electricity to charge itself. This means that you can get completely emission-free mileage, and it also means that if you use it often enough as a cycle trainer, although you can plug it into the standard wall outlet to charge, in theory, you'll never have to pay to charge this up. Free energy and eco-friendly transportation for life. This is actually much more of a workout than I anticipated. Now, at first, I didn't really understand the point of this, but bear with me here, because it quite quickly dawned on me. This gives me the ability to cover more ground quicker when using it as a bike, and that's through the really powerful pedal assist. It actually allows you to arrive at work without being drenched in sweat, but then at the weekend or in the evenings, I can use it as a cycle trainer like I am now and generate completely free charge and eco-friendly pedal assist mileage, which, after spending the past month with it, I realise is actually quite an important and fantastic feature. In ideal conditions on the open road, the Freebeat Morph will assist you for up to 60 miles on a single charge, which is more than enough for a regular week's commute. Even if you were to say your daily ride is about 5 miles, that means you're using 25 miles of charge per week. Now, on paper, the Freebeat Morph, when being used as a cycle trainer, will charge itself at a rate of 10 miles of charge for a 30-minute session. So I thought I'd work that out on paper. If you made a commute of 25 miles per week and used it as a cycle trainer for 45 minutes on a Saturday and Sunday, that will give you enough charge to never have to plug it into the wall. That's free, eco-friendly mileage. Forever, like I said. Or at least until the bike dies. Or I die. But as I said earlier, if you don't want to work out on the bike at the weekends, you don't have to. You can just use a regular wall outlet to charge the battery. But when working out, it gives you free charge, so why would you not? And when it's being used as an indoor cycle trainer, it's actually a really great device with a ton of useful features that are super comprehensive for an indoor cycle trainer, which is to be expected, I guess. And that's because Freebeat have an extensive history of indoor cycle trainers, and in my opinion actually make some of the nicest looking ones on the market, with smooth curves and nice wood veneer effects to blend in better with the home environment. Like a standalone indoor trainer, it features several different modes when paired with your phone, tablet or TV, and you can do a scenic ride which dynamically changes the resistance to simulate obstacles like hills. There's mini games which help you create rhythmic flow whilst riding, and these also track your power and cadence, and again dynamically changes the resistance too. But perhaps my favourite mode is the constantly updating class library, which gives you classes run by world-class instructors to help you increase your health and fitness. There's even sensors on the saddles to detect if you're standing up or sitting down, which will change the resistance along with your movement. And it even features a unique personal trainer algorithm which can adjust resistance based on rider performance. Now, this is to optimize the ideal level of resistance to increase my fitness. This is really quite comprehensive, but if it wasn't enough, there's also a social element of it too. Being able to create a profile and friends and see stats of other users in the Freebeat community. Overall, this is a really impressive indoor cycling experience, and one that I didn't expect from a bike that looks as if it could cycle vertically up a mountain. But what's more impressive and rather surprising is that as an outdoor bike, it's probably even better. I'm here in Talgarth to test the Freebeat Morph on an extended journey. Now, the journey I've chosen is to one of my favourite pubs in the world, the Ridspence Inn, which is 15 miles away. Being 15 miles away, I'm going to ride there and back, which totals 30 miles. This thing should be 60 miles on paper, so I should have 50% charge left. But as a disclaimer, obviously it's down to rider weight, wind resistance, hills, sun, cold, heat, lots of different things can affect how long a battery will last for. So with that in mind, here are today's stats. So with that disclaimer out of the way, let's go for a little ride. Away we go. There's Ryan, cameraman. Except I'm filming myself, so I don't know what I'm paying him for. In terms of its outdoor usage, the spec is pretty hefty. This is the 750 watt motor version, although there are smaller motors in countries that require smaller motors for compliance. It's got a 48 volt 15 amp hour battery which can assist you up to 60 miles of range and can average faster than 20 miles per hour. Oh, someone's gone down my t-shirt. Oh god! Oh dear! It uses Shimano 7-speed gear system, hydraulic brakes, front suspension with 80mm of travel, and absolutely ginormous chunky tyres which are resistant to punctures and soak up the terrain. This thing is utterly insane, and it's perhaps the most fun I've had on an electric bike for quite some time. It has 3 modes of assistance, and at the top range, this thing literally takes over the pedalling for you completely. When you get to about 25 kilometers an hour, this thing just pulls underneath. It's almost like there isn't enough gears. There needs to be more gears because the motor just takes it away from you. It's incredible. The first time I gave it a go, it took 1 or 2 revolutions of the pedals and that was it. It suddenly sweeps the rug from under your feet and you're slingshotted to a whopping 32 kilometers per hour. With the pedal assist, this will quite happily keep me at that speed, sometimes even faster. I just can't believe how fast I'm going here. I haven't ridden this fast since I was 18. My only complaint is that it does too much of a good job, and that it's almost difficult to pedal because there's no resistance at all, and the gearing doesn't go high enough for the speed the motor will take you to. As you can see, my legs are going quite quick. Any quicker and the legs will be taken off. Of course, lowering the assistance level solves this problem if you want to get a bit of a workout, and if workouts aren't your thing, there's always the throttle. The response to the throttle is absolutely brilliant and will easily send you to the top speed and keep you there without a problem. And the fact is, despite being a super chunky appearance with that big frame and super large tyres, the motor makes you absolutely fly. So it's a good thing that Freebeat chose to use hydraulic brakes on the Morph. What might have seemed a bit excessive whilst using the indoor cycle trainer soon becomes quite important when on the road. As we began to near the pub, I just had to stop and admire the scenery. I'm nearly at the pub. I've gone 10.5 miles in 36 minutes. You can't do that on a normal bike, with my health anyway. But I can stand here and look at this incredible view and enjoy that last bit of sunshine, go and get a pint at the pub. That is what electric bikes are all about. And I'm not even out of breath. So let's go get a pint. Scenery enjoyed, it was time for the very short last leg to get the thing that I'd been waiting for. A pint of cold beer. Oh God, I'm going 21 mile an hour here. As you can see, my legs are no longer working. God, there's a lot of flies tonight. We're halfway done now. It's 8:10. The sun is still up. So we're going to have this quick pint to wash away the flies. And then this is the Ridsmans, by the way. Absolutely gorgeous place. If you're ever in mid-Wales, Powys, the Ridsmans Inn, it's fantastic. It's a lovely spot, idyllic. Anyway, this isn't, I could do an ad for them. Should I charge them for this, do you reckon? Do like an integration? Welcome to the Ridsmans Inn. You can tell that last 10 miles has done my brain in. Anyway, I'm going to do... Cheers. Ooh. It was a lovely evening, and whilst I enjoyed letting the beer go down, the sun was also going down quite quickly, so it was important to put my pedal to the metal and utilise that 32 kilometers per hour to get back to Talgarth as fast as we could. Believe me when I say that I have been in utter disbelief at how well this performs as an outdoor electric bike, given that it has some extremely respectable features when used as an indoor cycle trainer. It's big, it's fast, it performs really well, and it's buckets and buckets of fun to ride, and I've enjoyed every second of this evening's 30-mile round trip to the pub on a bike, a sentence that I never in my wildest dreams thought I'd be saying, but made possible by this awesome bike, the Freebeat Morph. Right, that's it, we're done. We're back at Talgarth. It is now 9:20. The sun is going down, and I'm quite thankful that it's still bright at the moment because the battery was going down. We've done a total of around 30 miles. And come have a look at this. Come on in. You see that? 12% battery left. Because it's only got 12% battery left, I still have to cycle home, and I don't know if it's going to make it so. I think I might go to the pub. Well, that was an epic experience, and it was a great fun ride. And I've put the bike on charge, so I'm just going to enjoy this beer and reflect on the journey. We'll catch up back in the country club.
Can't we just plug it in?
So now that we are back in the country club, let's take a look at some stats. In total, if you include the initial beginning and end of the ride, we cycled a total of 31.6 miles before the battery died completely. So I managed to get just over half of the quoted battery range, which is kind of what I expected actually. As I mentioned, 60 miles is in ideal conditions, and although the weather was brilliant and it was warm, there were some things going against it. Firstly, my weight at 100 kilograms is 33% heavier than the average 6-foot male, simply because I'm bigger at 6'8". Now, being heavier, the motor has to work harder to keep me at the desired speed. Now, secondly, we tested this in Wales, where there isn't such thing as a flat road, and the total ascent over the entire journey there and back was nearly 332 metres, which is 166 times my gigantic height. To put that into some perspective, that's around the same height as the Eiffel Tower. That's a hell of a lot of climbing for this motor to do, which puts added stress on the battery. Now, looking at these factors, I would imagine that this bike is very, very capable of hitting around the 60 miles quoted, maybe just under, but I guess we'll crowdsource a little here. If any of you guys have the Freebeat Morph, do let us know in the comments what range you get and your rider weight and the sort of environment that you ride in. It'll be really interesting to see what range you guys get. But either way, whether this met its quoted maximum or not, I'm so impressed with how it performed as an electric bike outdoors. And to tell you the truth, I genuinely didn't expect it. I think that this could perhaps be one of my favourite electric bikes that I've ever tested. But there is one small consideration, and I think it's worth a mention, and that's the frame size. Now, Freebeat only offer the Morph in one size and two different styles, one with like a top tube like this and one without. Now, for the most part, it will fit a wide variety of people, and although I'm 6'8", I'm still able to ride it quite comfortably for several hours without breaking my back at the end of it. But still, perhaps I would have benefited slightly from a larger option. Now, there aren't many people my height, and certainly fewer who are taller than me, so I don't think this is going to be a massive issue for the most people. But there is one other consideration, and that's that I've been super lucky to test this out pre-launch. But as with any pre-launch product, it's important to remember that the final version may look slightly different or behave slightly differently in terms of its specs. But for the most part, this experience should mirror the final product. Now, talking about pre-launch, now we must discuss the price, because this is the most surprising thing of the entire review. This is being released on Kickstarter at a launch price of only $1,199. That's insane, based off my experience. It's an absolutely ridiculous deal for the amount of tech that you're getting. Essentially, you're getting an incredible e-bike and a comprehensive indoor cycle trainer for a price that is lower than devices that do just one of those things. Now, right now, it's almost too good to resist, but the MRSP, or the MSRP, MRRP, RRP? I don't know, whatever it is. That is going to be $2,299 after launch, which even at that price, I actually think that's a fantastic deal. Again, if we compare it to other brands with similar specs, it's way cheaper and also works as an indoor cycle trainer. And then if you look at the price of some good indoor cycle trainers on their own with comparative features like fitness classes, you're looking at nearly double the cost of this, which is incredible. Now, as with all Kickstarters, before backing, it is your responsibility to make sure that you make yourself familiar with all of the risks associated with backing products at pre-launch prototype stage. And I'll link below to the Kickstarter Trust and Accountability page, which should give you more information about backing on Kickstarter before you choose to back a project. But prototype or not, I mean it when I say that this has been the most fun I've had on an electric bike for quite some time. And at first, I guess I didn't really understand the reasoning behind being able to recharge it whilst using it as an indoor cycle trainer. But you know what? I kind of get it now. I think it's a really unique product that fills the gap of being a decent indoor bike and an excellent outdoor bike. And it's a gap that only an electric bike like the Freebeat Morph could fill. It saves you space in your house, it saves you money, and you don't need two separate devices. And you can basically charge it for free. And most importantly, it performs excellent as both. And I'm happy to say that this is going to be my regular ride for the time being. And that concludes today's review. Guys, if you want to check out the Freebeat Morph, I'll drop a link below, so go and check it out. It's really interesting stuff. If you want to check out any other episode that I've done on electric bikes, I'll link loads below in a little playlist for you so you can check them all out. But other than that, guys, if you did enjoy today's episode, let me know in the comments, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, and I'll see you back for another episode of STU'S Reviews soon.